everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Bandana Yadav, lactation consultant at Motherland Hospital. So here, as we are celebrating World International Breastfeeding Week, so today we are here to share some important things and importance of lactation and the nutrition which is important during breastfeeding. So I will be presenting a few things. So as it's a breastfeeding week, so let's support breastfeeding, and as this year theme is protect breastfeeding, a shared responsibility. Okay, so World Breastfeeding was first celebrated in 1992 by WABA and is now observed in over 120 countries by UNICEF, WHO. And as World Breastfeeding Week occurs annually on the first week of August, that is from 1st August to 7th August, and represents a global celebration of breastfeeding efforts, including breastfeeding promotion, support, education, research, progressive trends, and normalizing breastfeeding as the gold standard of infant nutrition. As I told you, the theme of this year is World Breastfeeding Week is to protect breastfeeding, a shared responsibility. So here comes that, as we know, it's a responsibility of a mother. Breastfeeding is a responsibility of a mother, but seeing the scenario, seeing this pandemic, so now it comes a responsibility of a community, of a society. Okay, so we will be helping the mother, we will be supporting the mother to breastfeeding. Although support at the individual level is very important, but breastfeeding must be considered a public health issue that requires investment at all the levels. Exclusive breastfeeding. Exclusive breastfeeding means feeding the baby with a breast milk soon after the birth, continuing it until 6 months of age without giving baby any other food. The baby is given only breast milk and nothing else whenever the baby is hungry. Now comes the benefits of breast milk. Yes, benefits of breast milk, it covers a lots of part of breastfeeding, like carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, water, electrolytes, immunological purity, protection against other illness, mental growth. So there are lots of benefits, in which the nutrition part our Anuradha ma'am will be covering, and she will be talking and she will be sharing us in a detailed manner. Okay, now some more benefits are there, like there is reducing in child obesity, necrotizing enterocolitis in the premature infants. There is benefit to the mother also. Okay, so it will be helping, like it helps uterine involution, reducing chances of postpartum hemorrhage, lactational amenorrhea, helps in birth spacing, convenient and time saving too, reduces the risk of cancer also, it improves the figure of the mother also. Now comes the breast milk production. A healthy mother may produce 500 to 800 ml of milk a day to feed her baby, to feed the infant, with about 500 kilocalories per day. Reflexes. There are 3 reflexes that is present in full-term baby, that is rooting reflex, suckling reflex, swallowing reflex, that you can check whether your baby is hungry or not by these reflexes. Factors which lessens the milk production has been noticed very commonly. It can be due to dummies, pacifiers, bottles, even 1 or 2 feeds. That is why in the hospital stay we generally go to our patient and ask her to feed every 2 hourly, and we keep on saying to breastfeed, because when you feed your baby very frequently, so the milk production is more good. Okay, so 1 or 2 feeds in a day will not help in milk production. Definitely it will lessen. Making the baby wait for a feeds. Giving feeds like sugar water, gripe water, honey, breast milk substitutes or formula feed, either as a prelactal feeds or at any time. Certain medications for mothers like oral contraceptives of methergine, these all can also lessen the milk production. Painful breast conditions like sore or cracked nipples and congested breast. The varying composition of breast milk. Yes, colostrum, the very first milk, colostrum. Then transitional milk, mature milk, preterm milk, foremilk, hind milk. Colostrum is the milk secreted during the first 3 days after delivery. It is yellowish and thick and contains more antibodies and cells. There is a high amount of vitamins like vitamin A, D, E and K. Now, initiation of breastfeeding. Breastfeeding should be started within an hour of a birth as soon as possible after normal delivery, whereas in the cases of cesarean section delivery, within 4 to 6 hours. Roaming in and bedding should be done with mother and baby to prevent separation and
Kangaroo mother care can be
given if the baby is on O2 support or in critical care. Techniques of breastfeeding. Positioning. Yes, positioning is very important. Baby's head and body should be straight. Baby's body turned towards the mother. Nose opposite to the nipple. Baby's body should be touching mother's abdomen. Baby's whole body well supported, not just neck or shoulder. Mother should then support her breast with her finger flat against her chest wall under her breast. These are some techniques like cradle holding, cross cradle holding, football holding and sideline. Yes, further very simple position for a good attachment is baby's mouth should be wide opened, baby's lower lip should be everted, upper areola more visible than the lower one, baby's chin touching the breast. This is the correct latching position. Effective suckling. Baby's cheeks are full and not hollow. Baby suckles, pauses and suckles in a regular deep sucks. Principles of breastfeeding. So there are few principles like breastfeeding should be done in a clean and safe as possible as. The mother and baby should be comfortable and relaxed at the feeding time. Breastfeeding should be initiated within the first half an hour or an hour after the normal delivery. And as you all are aware that colostrum is most suitable food for the baby. So during the first few days after birth, because it contains a high concentration of nutrients and anti-infective substances. The intervals between feed varies between 1 to 4 hours. Starting from the initial 5 minutes of the feed, the time can be gradually increased to 15 to 20 minutes in the subsequent days. Burping should be done after the feeding in order to kick out the swallowed air. Okay, so burping is very important. The baby should be allowed to suckle from both the breasts during each feeding, and it depends in the initial days. If the mother is comfortable, at a time one side the mother can feed, and after 2 hours she can feed to the other side. It is desirable to feed the baby on demand, helps baby to gain weight. The mother should be instructed to feed the child even when the child is ill. Contraindications of breastfeeding. In mothers, chronic diseases such as active TB, leprosy, AIDS, etc. Mothers addicted to alcohol or heavy doses of some drugs, psychosis, local conditions like breast abscess, cracked nipple. The mother should give adequate attention to her diet, personal hygiene and health. cross prematurity of the baby, or other conditions in which the newborn cannot suckle. That is, sometimes it is observed that weight less than 2 kg, the baby is not able to suckle easily, and as there is more calories burned, so we don't recommend more continuity of the feeding as we want to gain the weight. So they can just feed every 2 hourly, 15 to 20 minutes. Inborn errors such as phenylketonuria, lactose intolerance. Now comes the problems in breastfeeding. Treatment is started after the birth of the baby. The nipple is manually stretched and rolled out several times a day. A pump or a plastic syringe is used to draw out the nipple, and the baby is then put. This is a syringe that can be used initially if the mother is having inverted nipple. Now comes sore nipple. Correct positioning and latching of the baby to the breast is very important. That can prevent you from the sore nipple. Hind milk should be applied to the nipple after a feed. The nipple should be aired and allowed to heal in between feeds. If the baby is or has oral thrust, treat it and apply the same medicine on the mother's nipple. If sucking is impossible for a day or two, express the milk and feed the baby. If sucking is impossible for a day or two, express the milk and feed the baby. Breast engorgement. It's very common generally after 3 days if the baby feeding is not good. So breast engorgement is very common, and that too in a first baby. So the treatment is consists of local warm water packs, that is hot fermentation, analgesics to the mother to relieve the pain. Allow the baby to suckle as far as possible. If the baby cannot get hold of an engorged milk, help the mother to express the milk. Milk should be gently expressed to soften the breast and to make the mother comfortable, and then the mother must be helped to correctly latch the baby to the breast. Hand expression is preferable. Breast abscess, blocked duct, mastitis, these are also the common condition that challenges. So the treatment is mother must be treated with milk expression, analgesics and antibiotics. The abscess may have to be incised and drained out. Breastfeeding must be continued from the other breast. If suckling is painful, help her to express her milk every 3 hourly. Warm compressions help to relieve the pain. If mother develops fever, chill, body ache, she may need a full course of medications then. Problems in breastfeeding. So, menstruation and pregnancy. Mothers can feed during menstruation and halfway through the pregnancy. If she is eating well, and breastfeeding can be continued throughout the pregnancy. Maternal illness. Most maternal illness does not require discontinuation of breastfeeding. It is recommended with mastitis, breast abscess, UTI, TB, and that to live TB, hepatitis, typhoid, leprosy. Expressed breast milk. If a mother is not in a position to feed her baby, that is, the mother is ill, preterm baby, working mothers, etc., or has engorged breast, then she should express her milk in a clean, wide-mouthed container, and this milk should be fed to her baby. Expressed milk can be stored at a room temperature for 6 to 7 hours, in a refrigerator for 20 hours, and in a freezer at minus 20 degree for 3 months. How does a good breast pump works? That is also an important thing, because generally as it's a pandemic time, so everyone is easily takes a pump, but how to apply that, how to use that is an important thing. So always use in a correct manner and take care of the posture. Okay. Breastfeeding and COVID-19. Continue to breastfeed while taking care with hygiene. So far, the virus has not been found in breast milk, and all the mothers are advised to continue breastfeeding while practicing good hygiene during feeding. These include 3 W's, that is, wearing a mask during feeding, washing the hands with soap before and after touching the baby, wipe and disinfect surface regularly. Take additional hygiene measures and continue to breastfeed if you fall sick. Mothers who get coronavirus shortly before giving the birth and being breastfeeding and those who become infected while breastfeeding will produce immune factors, that is antibodies, in their milk to produce their baby and enhancing the baby's own immune responses. This means that continuing to breastfeeding is the best way to fight against the virus and protect your baby. Using a cup and spoon to feed babies with expressed breast milk when too sick to breastfeed. So in this case, when the mothers are too ill to be breastfed, they should seek immediate medical advice, and it may still be possible to express the milk and ask non-infected member of the family to feed the baby using a clean cup or spoon. Human milk bank, yes, very less are knowing about the human milk bank, because to knowing this, it's very important. As in India, we are not aware about this most, and as seeing the pandemic and having a low birth weight babies or very premature baby, so human milk is very important. So a human milk bank is a service which collects, screens, processes and dispenses by prescription human milk donated by nursing mothers who are not biologically related to the recipient. Then donor's requirement. The donor should be healthy, be in the process of lactation, undertake a chest x-ray, have a negative VDRL and no history of hepatitis. Storage of milk. Milk can be stored at the freezer at 20 degrees Celsius at home. Milk is stored at room temperature up to 10 hours, some research shows, but generally in practice we have found that 5 to 6 hours is okay, and if the lactating mother is there, so they have milk production, so that is okay. So on an average you can store 6 to 7 hours. Milk can be stored at minus 40 degrees Celsius up to 8 days. Thank you. Now the nutrition part will be covering our Anuradha ji, and she will be here. She will be talking about the nutrition, proteins, that is very important for our feeding mothers. Okay, so this will further add on our breastfeeding mothers, and it will increase the nutritional value.
This is Anuradha Bhattacharya from Motherland Hospital. Today we are going to discuss regarding. Today we are going to celebrate regarding World Breastfeeding Week, and we are going to discuss about some points regarding breastfeeding. So my topic is the important role of protein and especially minerals for lactating mothers. So before that, we are going to discuss regarding benefits of breastfeeding for babies and moms. Breastfeeding हम क्यों करवाएं? तो for that reason, it may be double-bleed thing. For women, may result in lower risk of breast cancer, ovarian cancer, and that rheumatoid arthritis, diabetes, osteoporosis, and all that hypertensive diseases, cardiovascular diseases as a whole. And for babies, For breast milk contain antibodies and help your baby fight for virus and bacteria. Breastfeeding lowers baby risk of having some asthma and allergies. So we need to go for breastfeeding as well. So here in that slide, you can see that ingestion of bacteria through going to mammary gland to that lymphatic blood circulation, and then from mammary gland, and whenever baby is sucking, then from breast milk it's going to the baby's body. As a result, protection against respiratory and gastrointestinal pathogens. So your baby will be healthy after getting that breast milk rather. So now breastfed babies, in conclusion, we can say that stronger immune system, they are having obviously stronger immune system, and as immune system is very strong, so they are getting less diarrhea, constipation, gastroenteritis, gastroesophageal reflux, and NAC, and fewer colds and respiratory illness, especially pneumonia and respiratory whooping cough and all. So they are having fewer ear infection and vision retinopathy and like that. Mainly, babies are suffering from bacterial meningitis and better vision retinopathy of prematurity, though after breastfeeding, after taking of breast milk, they are having that less importance for that. So lower rates of infant mortality and lower rates of SIDS. So now colostrum is the point. Colostrum is a nutrient-rich fluid produced by female mammals immediately after giving birth of babies. It's loaded with immune and growth and tissue repair factors, which is very important for newborn babies. So please, we are requesting you to feed colostrum after immediately baby's birth. So now the composition of breast milk, that you should know, that all lactating mothers, you should know that baby's breast milk composition, it's contains lots of water. Main thing is that water and vitamin minerals. Protein is the main factor which is responsible for your baby's growth, muscle growth, bone growth and everything, and produce that immune system also. And then various fats is there, antibodies is there, and other immune cells is there, hormones are there, and 800 almost strains of bacteria which protects your baby from pathogens and viruses. So nowadays we are discussing regarding this. Whenever that patient's lactating mother doesn't get that proper milk, and they have to have that substitute of cow milk. So in that case, you need to understand two things, that human milk and cow milk, that comparison you need to understand. So that human milk contains 54% of lactose, which is very important for baby's growth and nutrition, and whereas cow's milk contains 41% of lactose. Fat is there, fat you can see that 32% both case, and main extra hair, that is 27% of protein is there in cow milk, and only 7% protein is there in human milk. But there you should know that 27% protein is there, but the protein quantity is high, but quality of the protein of cow's milk is not good at all. Not good at all, I mean to say for babies only. 7% protein means casein, that is easily digestible for babies, so you can go for breast milk. 8% oligosaccharide is there, which is responsible for baby's immunity. So now that some comparison is there regarding energy, protein, fat, carbohydrate, mainly lactose, with human milk, cow milk and infant formulas. We used to use that infant formulas all the time because sufficient breast milk is not there. That time we need to increase our infant formulas, but in that case you need to understand, or you need to think that energy and protein all are different, and main thing is fat is more digestible in human milk than others milks. So here breastfeeding babies, naturally that benefits are enhanced nutrition, the natural immunity. Babies will be babies are having lots of good immunity and immune system, and then reduce allergy risk. Naturally, if immune system is high, good, then obviously allergy risk will be low. bonding, mother and babies bonding, and foremost important thing, and weight normalization for babies and mom also, because in that case we are seeing in case of formula feeding, baby is either obese नहीं तो underweight. So in case of breastfeeding or in case of breast milk, that weight normalization is very important. Now formula feeding, lots of negative points are there. High sugar exposure main, and increased allergy risk, as formula feed is not containing lots of immunoglobulin which is present in breast. That is the summary, that protein, fat and water and anti-infective properties are present in human milk, animal milk and infant formula. You can see it very well. Protein is there, correct amount and easy to digest for babies. Animal milk may too much protein, difficult to digest of course, and infant formula is contained partly corrected protein. Now fat is enough, and essential fatty acids and lipase is there to digest for that baby. Second, that in case of animal milk lacks essential fatty acids, all that essential fatty acids are not there, no lipase at all, that's why nutritionally down for the human milk. And in case of infant formula, no lipase is there. Water, in case of water, human milk contain enough amount of water, animal milk contain extra needed, because we know that we need to dilute that cow's milk and we have to give to neonate. And infant formula may need extra of course, and there the chance of contamination and baby's problem started. Then anti-infective properties that present, of course human milk may that is present, animal milk may be absent, and formula feed doesn't contain that. Now come to that point that why lactating mother will take that protein and minerals in their phase. First of all, protein during lactation, protein has a very important role in lactating phase, mainly for baby's growth and immunity and maintain immunity. So it helps repair and build your body tissue and milk production. It passes from the womb to the belly to that nourish and support the growth. Baby is having growth for that from directly from the woman. Breast milk. So we need to increase the protein supplement or increase the additional 25 gram of protein, you can say, per day. So if that patient's body weight 50 gram, then we need to go for 50 gram of protein, and if she is in lactating phase, then you need to give her at most 75 gram protein per day. So and that time you need to choose protein properly, because high biological value protein you need to include in your diet. Biological value is that how much percentage absorbed by body. So in that case, egg white is 100% biological value is there, whey protein is 100%, whole egg is 96%, as cholesterol and all that fat is there in yellow portion. Casein is 80%, so choose your protein before eating. All that vegetable protein is having low biological value to some extent, and obviously animal protein contains high biological value, so choose that. So need to include in your diet this for non-veg patients. You can include that fish, chicken and whatever non-veg item is there. And for veg patient, you can include all that dal and oatmeal and broccoli and milk, cheese, chena, whatever, the chole, rajma, whatever. But we always suggest to patient that take that almost egg protein day by day. It's not working. So now importance of mineral during breastfeeding. Lots of minerals are there which is involved to increase breastfeeding, but here we are going to discuss calcium mainly. because calcium contributes to bone development in neonates, especially loss from mother and during lactation. Okay, then calcium plays an important role in helping circulatory and muscular nervous system work properly. So for babies, you need to understand proper calcium is very important, along with mom also, because this time osteoporosis can occur and bone loss. You have to restrict bone loss during this phase. So this time you need to include in your diet, as we know, milk product, mainly cheese, then poppy seed, broccoli, almonds, walnut and all things. So you can include all this, you can eat all these things. So this flowchart, you can see that moral of the presentation, that breastfeeding is very important. Why? Breastfeeding is in breast milk component is there, that nutrients, that bioactives and all that commercial bacteria, and as a result your overall infant development, mainly baby's overall growth. Lots of patients are complaining breast milk is not coming properly and it's not sufficient. So here that 10 foods are there to increase your breast milk. Main thing is salmon, almost fish, asparagus, or 3 green leafy vegetables at least you need to include in your diet. All oatmeal is compulsory in breakfast, brown rice is compulsory in lunch and dinner. Unripe papaya is very important to increase breast milk. Nuts is very important. Sweet potato is very important. Most important thing is water. You need to include at least 3 to 4 liters of water per day to increase your breast milk. So now the conclusion. In the conclusion, we can say that breastfeeding is a mother's gift to her as well as that baby. So go for that, and thank you so much for listening all that, and thank you.